Okay, good morning. Good morning. Let's see. I'm going to check my phone to see if I'm on and if you can hear me. Okay. Um, I'm Clarissa Pace. I am the CEO, owner of Shekinah Services. And if you're on my page, thank you. Thank you for being on my page, for liking my page. And if you are liking my page and you have a friend or you'd like to share, then go ahead and share because I get the opportunity this time of year to always share a few things that I've gone through being a tax preparer and being all things business. That's my motto. Shekinah Services, all things business. So not only do we want to take care of business owners, but we want to handle all things like business, if you get my drift, okay? So today, what I have done is I'm going to do my best to share a few things with business owners that may help you. If you're not in business, consider being in business. If you are in business, then learn to have a business because business and hustle is two different things. So let me say this. We see a lot of marketing, a lot of people who share their successes, their highs and their lows, because there's some type of, especially small business owners, okay? And so you share on Facebook your highs and your lows, and then there are a lot of them that I deal with because I am a tax strategist, tax planner, tax preparer, and so then I have people who come to me who are in business, and therefore I see some good things and I see some not so good things, okay? And so that's the purpose of sharing with you today is a few tips or a few things that I think that I can bring to the table to make you aware of, because this is what I do to help businesses get in shape and to stay in shape. Let me give you a little background. Shekinah Services, we've been in business for over 20 years, okay? And when I started strictly as home-based business. So I've not grown my business as much as I've advanced or expanded business, because there's nothing wrong with working in your home forever if that is your choice, okay? And so I expanded business to move from my home to a brick and mortar uh, business. Okay, that just means I got out of my home office and now I am renting an office. And there are some more things that are going to be done, but over the years, I have expanded to do different things. I've expanded in knowledge, in presentation, implementation, strategies, learn highs, lows, you name it. Been there, scared, you know, glad RS nobody else knocked on my door while I was trying to learn things. And so I believe that qualifies me to talk to a lot of people, because and to share this information with a lot of people, because you try to have businesses, and I've done self-employment, MLM, now I'm LLC, gonna advance to another level real soon, probably next year, as far as LLC is concerned, and looking to be C Corp eventually, but not just in a small place, but some big things that we are doing. So as I learn, I just like to share with my people, because I do see mistakes in people. I'm what you call, or what they may call, a calculated risk type of person. I take risk, but they're calculated. And in my definition of that, that means I learn. I test the waters, and then I move forward. But let me move forward because I do have an appointment coming up at 11 o'clock. I just want to share about five financial needs or understanding that you need to know when it comes to building your business. And that's any business. Man, I've seen cake businesses, food trucks, MLM, and everything else. And what I've seen has been not so good in a lot of areas, especially doing your taxes, because there are so many things that are undone. So that's why I decided so quickly. I'm just going to say one of the first things in business is you got to know that your business is more than about making money. You even do that flash marketing where you show your dollar bills, you the Mr. It's, I'm in business, and everybody's like, oh man, they got it popping. But see, I see those people a dime a dozen because I see them popping and popping off on Facebook and their other social media platforms, and yet their financial matters are all out of shape. So the first thing is, if you're going to own a business or you own a business, it is more than, and I'm taking a look at my notes, okay? Um, it's more than about making the money, making money moves. It's a global scope of the business, the products, the services that you're offering, and where you want to go with this business 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road, 20 years down the road. Are you trying to leave a legacy for your children, their children, and so forth? And so, if so, you have to take at least, I would say, 20, 30 minutes a day to actually manage that and move your business in the right direction. Because right now, in the mindset of some people, it's about get that money. So all you got to do is, I'm stopping right here, no matter how I try to convince people that you're going to survive. But at some point, you got to go do your foundation. You got to build on what your goals and objectives are before you can do anything else. It's like, no, because you know what? I got to go out here and do this hustle. So there's going to be a difference between you hustling, because I don't like nobody call me or talking about your hustle and all that kind of stuff, because I don't have no respect for a hustle. A hustle don't all the time be managed and be successful. It's just hustling a dollar, and a dollar ain't even worth the value. So that we call it to be, because it's in your hand, it's out of your hand. That's a whole different ball game. But you got to know what to do with that dollar in order to make it grow. So if that dollar is attached to your business, you got to know what to do with it in order to make it grow. So that's the first tip today, is that you got to get a global scope of your business and where you want to go 5, 10, 15, 20 years. If you want to build it to be a legacy, if you want to franchise it, if you want it to live even after you die. The next thing is, when it comes to your business, you want to build relationships. Particularly, let me use this. You want to build relationships with banks. You don't want to just go open a business bank account. Everybody knows, well, the first thing I do is I'm going to get my LLC, I'm going to get my sole proprietorship, I'm going to get my S Corp, I'm going to get this. I'm going to open up a bank account. Okay, build a business relationship with the bank that you're using. Because guess what? Banks can talk to you, or bankers, good ones. If you find a good one, they will talk to you about the economy, things that are coming up, interest rates, and so forth, what may be best for your business. So you want somebody to be in this journey with you. That means you got to talk to them. You really have to build a relationship with them instead of making a deposit and taking a deposit out. It's more than that. Your next tip is, you want to manage your cash flow. Now, this is one that people think they got it because the money is going to the bank. But managing cash flow is knowing your income and expenses and knowing where you're going with this. Are you making a profit? Are you not making a profit? And you know this before tax season. Why? Because you're going to deal with certain financial statements, like your balance sheet, income statement, and your statement of cash flow. So I'm going to give you just a little hint of what each one of these are. Or you might call a financial statement or a P&L. You've heard profit and loss statement. So these things are real in your business for you to know. In order, see, here's the deal about business. Business should make you wealthy. Okay? Not rich, but wealthy. Business is the best investment you can ever have. Even those of you who think that you don't have your retirement in place and you've gotten older. Listen, if you get a business and build that business properly, that business can sustain you through your retirement. Although you did not have any investments up. Say, I'm as they say in church, I'm talking better than you can say amen. So you got to know these are strategic moves that you can make. You ain't never without. But when it comes to managing your cash flow. That word cash flow. You don't want your cash. You want to know where the cash is going. You want to know cash in, cash out. Where is every cent going? Your balance sheet is a snapshot at a point in time in which you look at your assets and your liabilities. Okay? If you're going to have shareholders, they need to know your net worth. So, getting a balance sheet and keeping it up to par, your assets and liabilities, would be able to let angel investors or anyone else that you're growing your business that want to go into your business, they want to see these type of things. The next thing you want to take a look at having is an income statement. This covers a period of time, or it could be quarterly, it could be annually, it could be monthly, weekly, however you want to. But your income statement is about the operation of your business, your profit, and your losses. And finally, your cash flow statement is about the position of your company, how much of the organization cash is to creditors and shareholders. Does it keep enough for its own investment or growth? Meaning, do you have enough cash flow to put back into what you have in order to continue growing? Okay? So that is your third tip. Your fourth one is insurance. Every business, you need to learn if you have any opportunities in getting your own business insurance. Cover yourself, and guess what? You can cover your family on business insurance. You need to find out what it qualifies and how that qualifies you, so that you can, guess what, get a chance to write that off. Some people have a spouse who has a job, so they have insurance, and then you're covered on there. But if you don't, then you need to understand insurance, not only your health insurance, but if you have insurance to cover any liabilities that may happen in your company or somebody's in your building and so forth, then you want to check into that. Doesn't always cost that much to get that. But the best thing is if you get it for your business, that's you and your family and any of your employees, you get a chance to write that expense off. That's the part I like the most. And then finally, the last tip that I'm going to give you today, and then I'm going to go into each one of these and do some parts and talk about them, okay? The last thing is tax advice before tax time. Get a tax strategy to your business, okay? The first strategy is knowing not just, hey, I can write all this off and all that kind of stuff, but what are you going to save on your taxes in order to redirect to some type of income shifting avenue that grows your finances? Remember, I told you in the beginning that wealth is built from businesses, business owners. Small businesses run the world, okay? The law when it comes to taxes was written for us, okay? It was written to continue to help us keep our money. Find out ways that you can strategize to actually do that and do it properly. Get with people who know what they're talking about, or who's growing, who can actually, if they don't know everything, they have resources. See, I have an issue with some people. Oh, they hop, hop, hop here. But if you get a good person, this world of finances is so large that all you need is a person who might direct you, find the resource, point you in a direction. Don't leave that person because you think you're going over here, or because you're paying more money for their services. They know more than the other person. Let me tell you, CPA, EA, finance advisor, financial strat, in the finance world, you can tag your own label and your own title, and all of it's going to come under the financial industry, but it does not mean that people know what they're talking about. I don't care who it is and how long they've been in business. Plus, rules, laws, things change every year, all the time. So who's going to keep up with that for you? Who's going to help you be loyal to someone who's willing to go out on a limb and help you get to where you need to get to, okay? So those are the things that I wanted to share with you. This is part one only. I'll be back on my page. You can go to shekinaservices.com and look at the services that I provide, and we'll be glad to help you even, okay? God bless. Have a great day. This is Clarissa Pace, All Things Business, Shekinah Services, signing out.